What's the
All
next
right, last question.
Last one.
What do you want to be remembered for after you die?
I feel like we've said this before.
I think we have.
I think it was
I'm not
just kind of like a
sure.
question we threw in there when we were talking
Oh,
about...
Oh yeah,
remembered
like
for.
well, it was
Because that time
What-
we were
what
talking
question
about
do you wanna
like,
leave it
our
for your
kids.
kids?
Yeah, for our kids.
Oh, okay.
This is like I guess overall, not just for your
Overall,
kids.
what would you be remembered for?
I
Yeah,
want to
because
be.
I think for my kids, I said that I never.
It's a
stopped
specific
trying.
lesson.
Yeah,
Specific
that I
lesson.
never stopped trying. For
From-
just in general.
For me in general, I would say that what I would want people to remember is that, that I at least like the way I made them feel was like good, was like heard, was like cared for. Like I may not be like that with everyone. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm a human. I'm not a natural. Like I care for every single person that I don't like. But like I would hope
No, I
that
do.
like the last impression that I left from them was that he was a good person who made me feel good, basically.
Mhm.
And so I would say that.
Damn.
That's what I would want to be remembered for.
Mine would be, for the most part,
I didn't bring no negative vibes.
for the most part, I was always genuine. Yeah, like I always like I didn't like dismiss, like other people's emotions, or I didn't really dismiss like their
Yeah.
like what was important to them. I guess it was funny. I had a conversation this past
If
weekend.
makeup is important to them. I'm just kidding.
All right, scratch what I said. Chalk it all. I want you to know who I. No, I'm just kidding. No. It was funny. I was having a conversation with two of my friends this past week on What's today? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. This past weekend, I was having a conversation with them, and we were talking about just random questions, and we were talking like, what are some toxic traits that you have, like, and I was like, dang, that's really, and I feel like one of my toxic traits. And I feel like I'm totally switching the question right here, but I feel like it kind of ties in with what I'm going to leave, is that I always cared for people. Like there was times, and I feel like there's times, and it's a toxic trait because I sometimes,
You mean people pleasing?
yeah, like I'll put other people's happiness ahead of mine.
Oh yeah.
And that's a toxic trait.
It's not.
I don't know
for
if
yourself.
yeah, but I feel like they'll remember me. Like,
No.
Oh,
it's
no,
not
yeah,
a
that
bad,
makes
you know,
sense,
but
yeah.
it's like,
Because
it's
like
it's good
he
and it's
always
bad.
cared about everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
versus
I always
it's like
put
one of his
people-
toxic traits was
He always cared.
he always cared about everyone.
I mean the thing. Yeah, I understand, and like I think the thing.
And it's
could
not
be-
healthy.
yeah, that could be
It's not healthy,
I
yeah,
agree.
because
I
you
agree.
you
It's not
really
healthy.
can't please everyone.
Yeah,
If you drive,
absolutely.
you'll drive yourself crazy trying to please everyone.
I drive
And the
myself
thing
crazy.
is, one thing that like you become prone to is because I myself have been like a people pleasing person.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you finally get in a relationship and you really care about that person's opinion,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like that people pleasing goes into hyperdrive for that person, and that
Yeah.
it leaves you going crazy mentally.
Mm.
And so you got to watch that. You got to take care of that. You got to like learn that boundaries between you and other people are okay. And you saying yes to everything is not okay. You have to not only be okay saying no, you have to be okay not giving a reason to your no's.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to be okay by like if someone invites you somewhere out somewhere and like, oh, I can't make it, man. And like if they say like
But it's my
If-
birthday.
or whatever, like it's,
Yeah.
you can't like back down from that. You know what I mean? Like, You
Yeah.
have to be able to be like,
Sorry. No.
yeah. It doesn't mean lie and come up with something like some
Yeah.
people are like, oh, my grandma's in the hospital. You know what I mean? Like, don't
Yeah, yeah.
lie. Lying is never good.
That would be me. I'm gonna be like, oh no, I broke my leg.
And especially it's hard with family because like
Yeah.
there's usually is like you're expected to do things, and if you don't, it's like looked down upon. You have to be okay saying no and without even giving a reason why.
Here's what. So what it was is actually because we ended up fixing it.
I just
it
did
was
that
more
completely different.
Yeah, my fault. But what it was is, I trust people too easily.
Okay.
Is that what it was? I don't know. It might be that
That
might
was
be
a
another
toxic
one.
trait?
Yeah.
Or
Because
like,
I trust
is
people.
it you trust people too often, or you give people the benefit of the
Benefit of
doubt,
doubt.
or is it like
Might be that.
you're gullible, or I mean,
No, I'm not gullible.
It's just a trust
you
alone.
I've
you
been
did get
scammed twice.
more than once.
3 or 4
maybe it's
times.
that. Maybe
But I
it's
don't-
that.
no,
it's
but I don't think I'm gullible.
Maybe
I think-
it's you trust people too easily.
I trust people too easy, And when I do trust, it's like I love people too easily,
bites- it
and
can
when
bite
I love, I
somebody
love
too.
hard.
Come back somebody.
That's a good way
you
to
know?
describe
But
it.
see, that's I wouldn't say those. The
They
loving
could
too
be
hard
toxic.
because it's
is
like
not
caring.
bad though.
It's like
caring,
over caring.
It's
Like
over caring.
if you over caring, it's to the point where
well,
it's
I don't know
people
where it's
Because,
like
I mean,
it's
think
not
about it, like-
annoying, like
No,
over
but-
caring. We're like, are you okay? Like, are you know, not like it's overbearing.
You just don't want to hurt
no,
their feelings.
but like,
but
if you-
yeah,
But what that
I
leads is-
genuinely don't want to hurt people's feelings.
I'm the same
you
too,
know.
and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. The thing is, you have to do it out of love, and you got to remember, in order for you to love someone else, you have to love yourself first.
Absolutely.
And by loving yourself
Yeah.
first is having a clear understanding of your boundaries.
Mhm.
Because if the more you do for people, the less of yourself you
Yeah.
lose. I mean, the more of yourself you lose. Like, so you have to. You just.
I
Have
don't.
to
I feel like so because
you have to,
I at a certain there was a time in my life where I struggled in the area where I loved myself. But now I feel like as I've gotten older and I've gotten to accept myself and love myself, I feel like it's much more easier to love people. So I feel like it's
That's-
much
yeah,
more
that's-
easier
yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
to care for them and yeah. So that's because that's why that became like almost a toxic trait where it's like because I accept myself because I love myself, I'm okay with
loving others.
loving others, and putting their priorities in a sense almost ahead of mine.
and see, it may seem like sometimes if you're making a decision for yourself,
Mhm.
it may feel selfish to you because
Mhm.
it's like you're simply not used to making those kinds of decisions like for yourself, whereas like it's not a selfish decision. It's just the fact that you've been so like not trained, but like so like your perspective is different. It's for other people.
Yeah.
But doing
What,
something for
what
yourself
would you
is not
say that
selfish.
is your toxic trait? If you
I'll
could-
probably say people pleasing as well. Like
People
I think
pleasing
there's
as
a
well.
lot of times. I mean, I've gotten a lot better. Like everything that I'm telling you right now is stuff
I
that
know.
I've like
Yeah.
stuff that I've understood and gotten better at. I think she just closed the door or something.
Oh.
But I think it used to be that. And so like everything that I'm telling you is like from experience kind of thing. Like this is what I've learned
Yeah.
and that what I myself was prone to. And not that like my problems will be your exact same problems. But when it comes to that, I can speak like from experience
Yeah.
that you have to just have a clear understanding of boundaries. And boundaries probably will forever be something that you're working at and getting better at.
Mhm.
I mean, that is for me. But like that at the end of the day that helps define like who you are.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What's one of your toxic
About you?
traits?
well, what was the question again?
Well, the question had nothing to do with toxic
Yeah, I know.
traits. It had to
But
be
then
with
that way I could answer both.
it had to be with what you want to be remembered for.
What
What
you
you
wanna
want
be
to be
remembered
remembered for? I would probably say what I would want to be remembered by is that if I could do it, you could do it too.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Like the
Like
inspiration.
motivation,
draw
and
from you.
inspiration.
like if I did it, there's no excuse for you doing it. That's why it kind of goes back to like my favorite quote of all time is you can't be. How did it go again?
You can be born broke, but
If you're born broke,
but if you die broke, that's your fault.
yeah. If you're born broke,
It's your favorite.
it's
your
it
favorite
is. Yeah, I know.
quote of all time, but you didn't remember.
It's because
And I
I
remembered
always
it.
forget my other ones too. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you're no one can blame you if you're born broke, but
Yeah,
if
there
you
you go.
die broke, that's your fault.
Here's a good
So-
quote that you'll like. Greatness is to inspire others to be better than you.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one that you would
and I think my toxic trait would be. It's gonna sound really bad, but it's not like that. It's never enough
Oh, I mean
because
that's
that always
Yeah.
it always goes to like, okay, we did this. What's the next one? What's the next one?
I don't think that's a bad
What's the
thing,
next
but if
It can be
it's,
seen as a bad thing
it
in
could be
certain
seen as, yeah.
situations.
like say
Or
like,
like-
you're never satisfied.
Say it's money.
But
Say-
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
But for
See-
me, it's like that's why I always say like I'm never gonna retire because
the
day I
drive,
like-
having the
yeah.
drive is
Having that
good.
drive.
Having the drive is good, but like when say like money, when it comes to money,
yeah. If that's
when
all
it-
you're
when it's-
chasing, yeah.
yeah, when you're I guess your definition of yourself and the person that you are is defined in
By paper.
that
Yeah.
lack of satisfaction. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, no, I get
that's when
that.
it's toxic.
I don't think it's that because
which is good.
a lot for like
I don't get that either.
Yeah, for
No.
me, like even what I do, like that's why I 100% love plumbing. Plumbing, it's you're fixing something.
Hustle.
The hustle too.
like you
Yeah.
hustle at what you do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
No,
sure.
but for one of the biggest things, like that's why I love plumbing, because you're fixing a problem and you're making it from 90% messed up to 100%
yeah.
fixed, and that instant, like,
You're solving
boom,
the problem.
I just solved the problem. That gratification comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Finish the job.
I see that.
Boom, done. Even if it was like starting from the scratch up, you built this thing. Boom, done. Next one. Next one. Next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's a good one.
it's not like it's not always like
And if you think about
it's
it,
money or it's like it's a certificate or something like
it's
that.
never going to be fully fixed because in 5-10 years it's going to break again.
I've
And
had
guess what?
moments where
You're
I
gonna
go
have to
back and it's like, oh, I fixed that once before.
yeah,
Boom, did it again,
yeah,
and I'll get that extra,
it's never enough.
that one up, that extra little
Boost.
high, the boost,
That
That
those,
boost.
dopamine, those
that
endorphins,
dopamine hit,
Those
that hits like,
endorphins.
oh, all right, now it looks perfect again.
endorphins.
Oh, I thought I
Dolphins?
heard you say dolphins.
I did say dolphins.
Dolphins.
I call it endorphins and dolphins.
Endorphins.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would probably be my toxic trait. That would be, yeah. It seems like it's never enough.
See, y'all are toxic.
I think we're all toxic.
Yeah.
Secretly, we're all